start a stream because of it. So anyway, what I was saying basically is that um, you know, a lot of people like to say they like to be politically correct, right? And I just feel as though that in their political correctness, they actually, um, I think it's a. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, like I'm sick of this shit. You know what I mean? I am sick of politically correct people. I'm sick of this, and I'll tell you why. Because like they're the most disingenuous people. You know what I mean? They're the most disingenuous people when people are politically correct, when people speak kindly, blah blah blah. Is the most, and maybe if you're a teenager, you're younger, you out here, you probably don't, you probably think that like you still think a little bit naively. You know what I mean? Like, but I wanna like be real with you and shit because I'm a little older. I used to be young once, and I used to think like that people were genuine until I realized throughout life that people were disingenuous, that appearances are deceiving, and things aren't what they always appear. You know what I mean? That you don't truly know somebody until you know somebody. Yeah, you don't like it can take years until you actually know somebody and you see what they actually are and what they do. You know, and given the right situations, you'll see somebody in a different light because you'll see whether they have integrity, character, values, virtues, and things like that. And what do they appreciate? Do they appreciate your friendship? Do they appreciate you? These things. Do they love you and stuff, or were they just loving the times that they were in? You understand what I'm saying? I listen. I learned this through a lot of fucking. I mean, for holding out, being out there so long. A lot of people they give up like really easy. They just became hoes. But I tried. So anyway, one of the things that I'm trying to say though, yeah, I'm sick of these like like did they think I'm a child? These people like in my age, what I'm saying, they try to tell me that I need therapy or some shit. You know what I mean? Maybe because of the way that I talk. I don't need therapy. I'm good on that. I mean, matter of fact, I think you bitches are crazy. I think that feminists are crazy because they kill their own babies. They're immoral too, but also because they think they can fight men. They think they don't need men. They think that being like that, they're like feminism is a fallacy. They say that they're the victims, the victim mentality. And yeah, they're delusional. You know what I mean? And they're fallacy. They hurt people with their ideology. That ideology hurts people. Look what it did to the gaming community. Feminism is the reason why the next generation of the first they were feminists, the next generation after that were gay. Why do you think they're gay? The major proponents of LGBTQ people are lesbians. In other words, women who don't listen to men and who were disobedient. How did they get disobedient? Because of feminism. Because feminism, wanted them to be disobedient and not listen. I mean, to nature. Their fathers. What broke? They became whores. Every fucking feminist out here fucking likes when a woman fucking cheats on a man. They like seeing men suffer in some fashion. They always look at it like a competition. They look at people's relationships like all that drama, girls, male versus female. Sorority house, Big Brother, fucking drama, reality TV, trash shit, trash TV, and all the reality TV, all that bullshit. They look at it like some type of competition. Relationship shit. You know what I mean? Like all those talk shows, all those relationship shows. All the movies and comedy, romantic comedies, all that shit, bro. It's always they look at it like some type of like, oh, we win and shit. Like they got to win or some shit. And it's they ain't shit compared to men. You know what I mean? That's why motherfucker. Hey, look, let me put it like this: wherever you see a transgender, because now we get to see the stupid effects of transgender, was brought on because of women, by the way. Like the reason, this is another thing that trans people only were able to come because of feminism. Feminism is the reason why trans people are able to be trans people, like, you know what I mean, while they're accepted and shit. Like other bitch that like literally other bitches wanted you to compete with. You want to compete with males, but now men are beating you at being a woman. Like how the fuck? That's how fucking that's how whack you bitches are. Anyway, let me just say that without feminism, then LGBTQ wouldn't have been able to fly, and then and the lesbians specifically, lesbians who were left unattended, women who were left unattended because of feminism, and then because they were left unattended, they started fucking each other, and then when they started fucking each other, because you know what I mean, then suddenly they all that perversion and shit, they pushed it on, like, you know, on people, like, you know, very like out of nowhere type shit. But anyway, so you know, if it wasn't like these women that were feminists were encouraged to disobey, and because of feminism, men thought, well, it's just a girl thing, right? Like you know when you remember when you were in class and shit, and the girls were like, it's just a girl thing, so be quiet, you know. And the men were like, instead of being mature, we're like, oh, we know what this is because we're doctor, like, you know, we're not stupid. You know what I mean? You know that stupid shit where like they think like women act like men are all perverts or some shit. Like if we don't have, like, you know what I mean? Like if we're fucking retarded, you know? It's like this self projection that they have about themselves, where they want to make themselves the victims on every situation, and they don't allow men to just be normal. Like you know what I'm saying? Like for example, like they don't allow a random stranger to say, "Oh, look at this cute little kid and shit." You know, they don't allow that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? They think that if you say, "Oh, what a cute kid" or whatever, you know what I mean? Then they get like, "Oh, like, oh, who the fuck are you?" and shit like that. You know? You know, like those stupid type of bitches. You know what I'm saying? And like if you're a male teacher, right? And a little girl has her first period in your class. You know what I mean? You're mature or responsible. You know, you're an adult. You're a male. You know, you're an adult. I mean, it's not even about being an adult. You know what I mean? You fucking know what it is, and it's just like, oh, okay, you know, she's a female. You know, men are. Well, look, let me tell you this thing. Males are more responsible. Without males, we wouldn't even have a civilization. So we're better leaders. We care more. That's for damn sure. We love better. That's for damn sure. Because bitches don't even know what love is. And we provide and protect. You know what I mean? Bitches don't do none of that. You know what I mean? And so, like, when a little girl has a period of shit, a man already obviously knows what to do. You know what I mean? Like, to help the girl or whatever. But, you know, there's this, like, stupid bias that women have created where it's like, oh, no, you know, a male shouldn't even fucking talk about things like that. You know, that's a female thing and whatever. You know, all this bullshit, you know, where they make it, like, really, really awkward. You know what I mean? And that in itself led to, like, your own stupid fucking problems being projected back onto you. Like you asked for bullshit to happen to you. What I'm trying to say. I mean, but it's this stupid fucking assumption. Like if men fucking haven't created these things that you fucking, you know, enjoy. Like what the fuck? You know, like, you know, it's just so fucking dumb, bro. Like men are. It's like another stupid belief that males don't know how to take care of kids. That women take care of kids better. Males are better parents. They're statistically better they're better parents statistically. You know what I mean? Like, because we know how to enjoy life. You know, women don't know about life like that. Women always try to compete. You know, that's what drives them. I mean, and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking stupid. I mean, and like, it's not even comparable. Males are better fucking parents overall anyway. Just look at any fucking male that lives with his mom. He's emotional. He's overweight. And his life, he wants to take his life. It fucking sucks, right? But if you have your father, then you're cool. You know, you know, especially if he's a hardworking father or whatever. You know what I mean? Then even if he's just like a basic hardworking father, he still teaches you more to be stronger than any woman would. You know what I mean? Because women don't know how to raise men. Women don't know how to raise men. You know what I mean? They don't know how to make. They don't know how to put your attributes. To be strong. All they teach you to be is be emotional and be charming and be sexy and shit. That's all they care about because that's all they can do. They have to charm their way. They have to sweet talk. They have to flirt their way through life to get what they want. They use their looks to get what they want. Ever since they're kids, all the way till they're adults. You know what I mean? Not like us. You know what I mean? And so anyway, what the fuck? So the point I was trying to make is that these fucking I'm sick of like disingenuous fucking people, bro. People that speak like they're good people, unlike me, where I curse and I say whatever the fuck I want, but I'll have you know that I'm not like a piece of shit. I don't do shit to people. You know what I mean? I don't fucking betray people. I'm not a fake ass bitch. You know what I mean? And these fucking people, they do, and they speak good. They speak good, and it's like that's like people are so naive. You know what I mean? So when I was a kid, I used to think that like this type of thinking is what led me to put my trust in wrong people. I mean, and hang around with even worse people and shit. And it's really confusing. You know what I mean? Because the reality is that people are disingenuous, and that's a little naive. There's this term called sociopaths. And if you don't know what a sociopath is, it's basically somebody who's disingenuous, who's a liar. There's such things called, and who's dangerous. There's such things that are called pathological liars. You know what I mean? There's this term called, pathological liars are people that lie constantly. You know what I mean? Like constantly, that's all they do. They just lie about everything. My ex-girlfriend was a pathological liar about the stupidest shit. Like I told her like some shit like, we had dinner at, we were supposed to meet up at 5, and she was like, no, we said 8. I'm like, no, we said 5. And I'm like, no, we said 8. I'm like, well, look, I got the text message. And she would just like be like, I don't care. Like she would just be like, oh, like why are you, she wouldn't even look at the phone. I would put it up to her face and she'd look away. She would just look at my face like if she could have believed that I'm fucking trying to tell her. She'd just be like, why are you so like, she has to say, why are you being so weird? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you're a pathological fucking liar, those are pathological liars. I mean, they just lie about the smallest shit, but it's like they just lie about everything. So like, you know what I mean? Those they can lie from the smallest shit to the most biggest shit that you never. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck you mean you've been fucking somebody else for 5 months? You know what I mean? Type of shit. True story. You know what I mean? And it's like you would like, of course you would suspect it because she lies about everything. You know what I mean? And so again, this same person, by the way, when I was trying to break up with her, I was screaming at her. I was like, bitch, I don't want to be with you no more. And she's like, calm down, Elmer. Calm down. And like all that bullshit, I'm like, bruh, get the fuck out of my face. I mean, I told that fucking stupid asshole to get the fuck out of my face. I don't give a fuck. I'm from the hood. So is she. So fuck her. I mean, it's like she tries to act like she's all bougie and shit. Fucking stupid bitch. I bet she's a bum. Like she worked at McDonald's, nigga. When I met her, she the one that fucking worked at McDonald's. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? She was broke as shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But then they try to piggyback off of our shit. Then they try to use us as stepping stones. Anyway, they break they destroy our life and shit. The point is that, she was also a narcissist, and she had me trapped in an abusive relationship where, when, once a certain limit, everybody has a limit, I fucking sick of her pathological lies. I'm sick of her fucking lies, like her cheating, her abandon, like she leaves me hanging, her disrespect, where she doesn't obey what I say, the lies that she does, like, she told me she was a good girl, and then she wanted me to go on she wanted me to go to one of her, like, modeling, events where she was, skipping around in a bikini. I'm like, I thought you were a fucking church girl. What happened to you being a good girl and shit? You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, how the fuck did I put myself in this situation? Matter of fact, she was a bad influence. She was a bad influence. And, and she told me at the end of the relationship that she got away from me because of my drinking. The bitch never suspected that I was drinking. Like, she said it was because of my drinking, which I did drink. But the reality is, she was probably the reason why I drank. She went out with me for 5 years. Okay, she fucking. I tried to break up with her after 2 years, which was after 1 full year of her like not of not listening to me, and then like just taking it easy and didn't lead anywhere. Second year, I fucking told her to let's go on vacations. Like because that first year I was traveling with my brother, and I was going places and shit, and I was inviting her. She didn't want to go. You know what I mean? The second year I tried to make it about her. You know what I mean? And like when summer came back around, I was like, I want to take you to the beach. I want to take you places. She never wanted to go neither. She left me hanging. I eventually, that second year being with her, I bought a car. Right? I bought a car, and I was trying to fucking I was 23. You know what I mean? And I bought a car, and I wanted to take her places with that car. I mean, that's why I bought it. I mean, because I had, I had a busted ass vehicle. I couldn't even drive it to the beach. So, I wanted to take her to the beach, so she complained about me not having a car. So I bought a car for her. I bought a car for me, but it was a 2-seater, little sports car, so that we could go to the beach. That's the sole purpose. Like, I don't know, it's something like in my mind, like I just wanted to go to the beach with her. And I made this impulsive move because I wasn't thinking straight. Because I was with this stupid bitch and I didn't understand. I thought that was the problem. I listened to her and her stupid fucking manipulation. And so I bought the car and she still left me hanging. She still, even when she had no excuse, you know what I mean? I told her 2 months in advance, you know what I mean? And like to tell her boss to give her, time off. I told her 2 months in advance, or months in advance. And she still fucking like left me hanging. Even after she said, she promised me that it was going to be fine, that we were going to go. So I took that as total disrespect. It was total disrespect. The funniest part, so I, like, her, because of a lie, being when you're with a narcissist, and again, this whole time, right, like, she thinks that, she acts like she's a good person and shit. And I'm going to say something right now that nobody will believe me, but only God above will know that, like, when I was a kid, what I'm saying, I was innocent, and I wanted to go to Harvard, and I was raised in the faith, and I believed in God, and I believed that I thought everybody believed in God, and I was nobody's gonna believe me, but I was accused of shit, when I was in high school, you know what I mean, and everybody said that I was, a drug dealer and a gangbanger. Because the reason they said that, and everybody treated me like that. When I say everybody, I mean the teachers and the administrators, everybody put me in a gang list, and everybody treated me like that. And because people treated me like that, students thought that I was, and so students also treated me like that. The students were, whatever. I mean, but the cops and the teachers, they treated me like that because, and the reason why was because when I was, I found out that adults couldn't be trusted from a very early age. When I was in 6th grade. I was accused by a police, the police, by the way, are pigs. They are devils. They are never, okay, I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. This is the reason why I'm telling you that, like, people that try to act nice are not good people, okay? I'm going to tell you this straight up. You know what I mean? No matter what I say, listen to what I'm saying, no matter the way that I say it. Because this disingenuous is naive. It's stupid for you to believe that everybody that talks nice is a good person. This is the stupidest fucking shit to believe. Okay? It's so fucking bad that I need to fucking say the truth. I mean, if you're a young kid, never speak to a cop. Okay? Ever. Never speak to a fucking cop. A police officer. Don't ever fucking speak to a police officer. Understand that? Whenever you see a cop and he stops you or whatever, don't speak. Alright? Don't tell them shit. The reason being that pigs are the perfect example. They're like sociopaths. Sociopaths are one example of people that speak nice, but they're not. They're sociopaths. Like I said, Ted Bundy, serial killers, sociopaths. They're bad, and they speak good people. They charm their victims. You know what I mean? Like I said, narcissists. Narcissists also. My ex-girlfriend. They said they're good people, but they end up ruining your life. They end up fucking putting you in a narcissistic, abusive cycle. You know what I mean? Just wasting your fucking time and shit, and while cheating on you, and then she puts you in a narcissistic cycle. She gaslights you until you have a breakdown, and then she puts you. Then she acts like she's a victim when you're ticked off. When you've had enough, and then she acts like she's a victim, and then she, like if she didn't push all her things onto you, and then that's what made you explode. You know what I mean? And so, what I'm saying, and then she runs off and be like, "Oh my God, look everybody!" Gaslighting, narcissism. These are words that was never told to me when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And so you should understand that, so you know what the fuck you're dealing with. I knew about sociopaths and psychopaths, obviously. People that charm their way, but they're bad. They have evil intentions. Okay. I'm gonna try not to get religious, but either way, I'm gonna get religious, but not right now. Another good example is police. Police are pigs. Let me just, full disclosure, police should be abolished, and they're gonna be abolished one day in the United States. The police should be abolished, the prisons should be abolished, the judges should be abolished, the IRS should be abolished, the Federal Reserve should be abolished. Okay? Until they do that, there's no peace, there's no justice, no peace. It is a broken, punitive justice system that has never worked and will never work. I am an abolishment. I don't believe in trying to reform it, because coming from a reformist point of view is impossible. It's not. It just doesn't work, and it's never going to work because of the ideas that it's been had since the times of colonialization, white supremacy, Jim Crow era. It's just too much. It's just too deep. Okay, the whole thing needs to be destroyed. All of it. It needs to be destroyed. And so, I'm a proponent of abolishment. And totality. The total abolishment of it. And so, anyway, when I was younger, a policeman, he was a stupid freaking dirty pig. He's the one that said, right, that I was, he accused me, of being in a gang, trying to do one of the things that they were trained to do, which is to lie to me, trying to coerce me. He was trying to coerce me. He was trying to accuse me of being in a crime syndicate, drug dealing syndicate, of a certain gang. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he's like, "Oh, are you sure?" He's like, "Oh, well, aren't you part of this this crew?" I'm like, "No." I'm just coming to school and shit. I was going to school. I was in 6th grade, walking towards school. And then he said, "Oh, well, just tell us what happened to your friend, and it'll be all right." I'm like, "I don't have no idea what friend are you talking about." Again, I was a Catholic kid. I didn't hang around. I was an introvert. I wanted to go to college. You understand what I'm saying? But I was raised in the hood. I was born in the hood, and I had to live up to my name. I had to live up to this idea of what people believed in me. I went to a ghetto-ass school, too. So because of this cop, because of other adults, I didn't go to college. Because they all treated me like this. So this cop said that I was part of this gang, and I said, "No, I'm not." And I said, because I told him that I was part of because I was Salvadorian. So because he said I was Salvadorian, I told him I was Salvadorian. That's why he said that I must be in the gang. And I'm like, I'm not in the gang. And so again, he said, so this fucking faggot, right? He said that I was in the gang, and he told the police, he told the teachers that, and he told the students, and he told me that if I didn't help him, then he wouldn't be able to help me. And what he meant was that that people, that I was going to be targeted or something. So basically, that I was going to be targeted. So that's what he told me. He was trying to coerce me. You understand what I'm saying? He was trying to coerce me into giving him information on other students. And I was like, I'm not going to be your snitch. That's why I said I wasn't going to be your snitch and stuff, just because, you don't want to do your fucking stupid work or whatever. Now, I didn't understand at the time, right? But he was coercing me. He was trying to threaten me and say, accuse me of selling drugs if I didn't, tell him about some kids in school. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know these kids. You know what I mean? So he was trying to fucking get me to be on his side and shit. He's like, I'm not going to be able to have your back in there I'm like, what? You mean school? Like, you know, like why would I have to watch my back in school? You know what I mean? But it turns out that they treated all black and brown kids like this. So that's why they had this. It was a prison pipeline that they had from the schools to prison, where they had us institutionalized. They had us thinking that we were criminals and that other kids were criminals, so that we could be against each other, so that they could fucking infiltrate all of us. I mean, it's like some prison shit. You know, that's what they do, like in prison and shit. Yeah, that's why, you know, that's why we have this this type of shit. Like, so they segregated us too. So they taught us racism because that's the way that they wanted to roll. They segregated us too. Like, eventually, because of that shit, you know, segregation came. Like, oh, we can't touch the black motherfuckers. No offense to black people. They're Crips and Bloods. Oh, the Mexicans. Oh, they must be Sureños, Mexican Mafia, and then or VL, Vatos Locos, or some other shit. You know what I mean? Sureños or 18th Street, or you know what I mean? Whatever. I mean, and for me, because I was Salvadorian, my parents were Salvadorian. I was born in Houston, Texas. I'm American as I can get. You know? You hear me, boy? I mean, but the point is that but you know, he said that I was because I was Salvadorian, then that's why everybody said I was MS. I mean, and because of that fucking stupid faggot cop in 6th grade, he put me on that list. You know what I mean? That I was that I should be gang watch and gang intervention, and I should be placed on the list where they look at me and they think, oh, they're trying to protect me and shit, but then they want me to be a snitch or some shit. You know, oh, I have to talk to them and shit. Oh, can we count on you, Elmer? I mean, so I mean, what that means is that every single incident in my that any teacher would have with me, if there's anything, then that teacher would be like, like, you know, that it would pop up that I was on that list. Supposedly, that's what they had me thinking. I mean, but what it damn sure felt like was like that it might have been a fake list. I mean, but the point is that in my mind, that's like there was supposedly this gang unit list, you know, where they put it on us, and I was on that list supposedly. I mean, so were all the black kids that were from, you know, from the hood and shit. I mean, ratchet ass kids, you know, hood kids, and you know, especially, you know, I'm here from Charlotte or whatever, and then you know, etc. You know, like I was on that list too. So anytime there was like a fight or an altercation with a student, you know, then that means that they would look at me and be like that this was gang motivated. I mean, that's what it meant. That's what it meant. That any altercation, like if I had with like a bully or just some stupid fucking kid, you know, they would look at me like, oh, this is gang motivated. You know what I mean? And shit like that. That's what it became. That's what they try to fucking get me in. That's what these white kids don't understand, is how the fuck they were trying to do us. And by the way, so like, you know, naturally they segregated us. Like if it was prison and shit, like, you know, even prison is not that segregated now. But they like maybe back in the day, like the 1990 movies of prison where people are segregated and shit. Like they literally had us like trying to go against each other in middle school, and that's why it's a meme. It's comedy at this point. Like, you know, now it's like, oh, you didn't go to a ghetto school unless, you know, you had your cliques, and it was it's like LA, it's like, oh, you got the Chinese over here, you know what I mean? You got the blacks, you got the white people, you got the Native Americans, and then, you know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. So it's like they literally taught us racism in real time. And my nigga, that shit was only like fucking 13. That was like 15 years ago. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was like a decade ago. So anyway, or 2 decades ago, these fucking dumb idiots, you know, like I said, the cop was, something you gotta understand about cops, right, is that they speak like if they're good people, but they're not, okay? The one thing that they want to do is get you arrested. So you're never supposed to speak to a cop. A cop is not your friend. A cop will lie. You know, they knowingly lie, like there's proof. Okay, look up this guy named Delete Laws, like Delete the Laws, on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Cops were told because of the Patriot Act, because of other things, because of the Patriot Act, they were able to stop and frisk us. I'm like, we're nowhere near New York. You know what I mean? And they're like, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're like, what the fuck? I'm not a terrorist. If I was a terrorist, why the fuck would I be in fucking Charlotte, bitch? I mean, I'd be fucking in D.C. at least, or Los Angeles, or some other fucking city. You're a fucking idiot. But anyway, like stop and frisk was one of the things that one of those constitutional rights that they were able to trample all over. You know what I mean? They were able to fucking stomp on. You know what I mean? Because it was unlawful seizure and search of property in person. I mean, like those are the type of things. And like I had to learn, like, what the fuck. I had to learn these stupid fucking robots. You know what I mean? That you had these fucking drones that they sent out to fucking take away our rights. I mean, and so anyway. Cops are told to lie. Like, they can lie in order for them to arrest us. So they can tell us lies in order to implicate us and stuff. They can. So what that cop did, right? When this is a perfect example. I was just like 14 or 13 or something, or 12, and he told me that I was in a gang. He told me that I was that I was selling drugs, and then that he knew it, and I was like, no, it wasn't. And then he tried to tell me, well, it's not, that's a serious crime, but if you tell me, about any drug dealers that that are going to school, then I can help you, and I'll lessen the charge or whatever. I mean, those are the type of things that they say. That's exactly what they do. They try to implicate you with a serious crime, and then they try to get you to try to confess to a lesser crime, which So don't ever speak to cops because they're liars. They didn't have shit on me. It was just a fabrication. It was just a lie. But then they put me on that. But he put me on the gang watch anyway. But he didn't get shit from me because shit. He didn't have shit. I knew I hadn't done shit. But the point is that don't fucking ever. Well, the first thing what mom would say, or people would say, was like, don't even let them have anything on you. But also, it's important to not let. It's also important to understand that cops aren't your friends, and that they can make up shit. You know what I mean? And know your rights. Don't speak to cops. You know what I mean? Cops are fucking liars. You know what I mean? They just lie. They're fabricators. They'll just fucking implicate you, or they'll say that you did something. You're not guilty. They're liars. You know what I'm saying? But they sweet talk you and to get you to confess. They try to act like they're your friend, or they're trying to help you or some shit. But they even appeal to some people's morality, like if they're doing the right thing, if they help. I mean, shit like that. I mean, and those type of things are, they're not good people. Okay. Oh, they don't believe in God, okay? They're not out here, their gun is not screaming, I love you, when they shoot somebody. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay? This ain't no fucking stupid game. I mean, like, they actually kill people and shit. They're not good people. Love doesn't come out of their guns, okay? Bullets come out their guns. Death comes out their guns. Suffering and pain comes out their guns. Okay, that's the hell comes out. That's what comes from them. Okay? They're not good people. They don't believe in God. Alright, so anyway, they're not blowing bubbles with their guns. They're not sending kisses with their guns. Okay, they're not good people. Okay, like straight up. So don't speak to cops. But back to this disingenuity thing. I can't be friends with you, speak to cops. Don't call the cops. Don't speak to cops. Look, you're a civilized human being. That if that's what you think you are, then believe that other people are too. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what you think you are, you're a civilized person, you're a good person, then believe that other citizens, other civilians are as well. You stupid fucking Karens. I mean, because y'all the reasons that y'all have given them way too much power, and all they're doing is taking our rights away, and y'all the reason why kids can't go out and play anymore, while the whole place is all fucked up and shit. Y'all, Karens, are the reason. The people that support the police. Fuck the police. They're gonna get abolished. They should be abolished. So should the prisons. So should the judges that work for them. By the way, they don't work for us. They don't work for the law, the land of the law, the law of the land. They're not American entities. Yeah, I would do good with an American judicial system, but these courts that we have, these judges that we have, the lawyers that work for them, and the police that work for them, they're not part of the U.S. They are part of maritime international law. You know what I mean? That needs to be done away with. Okay, this is an old law. It's a Phoenician. It goes back all the way to Phoenician law. You know, or back in the day, the Phoenician Canaanites, ancient Israel. Okay, look, these people, right, work for the banks. They work for the international banks, and they're here on business to collect the debt that they loaned us. They loaned the people of the United States government through World War I when they created the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve is here to oversee the collection of the debt, where they leveraged, by the way, instead of silver or gold for this loan, you know what I mean? They leveraged. They got the loan so they could go to World War I, which is hostile corporate takeover of the European markets, right? By the Western market, by the Western United States of America Corporation, that is a British company, by the way, so that they could expand their market. Okay, that's what hostile corporate takeover means, aka World War I. In order to finance the war, they needed a loan. They didn't have enough silver or gold, so what did they do? They sold. They put themselves as a corporation within the loan. Well, you know how you go to bank and you put their name on capital letters. It's you, the corporation. Just like when you go to court, it's all in capital letters when they charge you. Just like when you get your driver's license, it's all in capital letters. Because your name in all capital letters is not you. It's you, the corporation, not you, the free man or woman. It's not you like the name that your mother gave you, where she didn't know what you were going to be, and she gave you a name, and it's lowercase. It's lowercase as well, so it's upper and lowercase. But it's illegal for banks to give you money or to charge or any bills or any license that's given to you, or when you go to court, it's illegal. They can't legally put your name in lowercase letters. That's why it's always in all caps. And it's because that's the maritime international law that they're going off of, which is they label you, they look at you like a corporation. And the reason they look at you as a corporation is because you belong to the corporation that they let this loan to, which was what and when they put this law, it's like the people of the United States government went there and they said, well, who are you? We're like, we're the United States of America. Can you give us some money? You know what I mean? And they're like, for hostile corporate takeover, aka World War I. And they said, because this is business, this is money, business. So like, why the fuck are we gonna give it to you? So who are we gonna give it to? Who's taking out this loan? Oh, well, the United States is. So it's the United States of America Corporation. And so what they did is they subsidized the country or whatever. They corporate. And so guess what? The corporations have stock, right? Like you buy stock, you sell stock. The corporation has stock. So what are you gonna give us? What are you gonna leverage here? What are you gonna give us if you don't have no gold or silver to make this? That you can, because the U.S. Treasury doesn't have that much. You know what I mean? Not for this type of money that we're talking about. And then they said, well, we'll give you some of our stock. Which in that moment they meant the labor force. They meant birth certificates. They meant the citizens of the nation, which is not unheard of in history if you think about it. They sold out the citizens and the labor force of the United States. So that's why you have a birth certificate, and that's why it says that's why you have a number. That's why you have all that shit, and that's why you pay the IRS. You know what I mean? Because they are trying. You pay the IRS because that's what it is. So anyway, that right is the reason. That is the reason why you pay taxes and that's why when you go to court, they still operate under the maritime international law, not the law of the land. Same thing, because they're going off the maritime international law. You know what I mean? And that's the same law that got the U.S. That's who let them the money for them to be able to have World War One, and that is the reason why the Federal Reserve was created to oversee that we pay them back. Who? The people, because the people are the stock of this corporation, and they were sold, you know what I mean, in order, and so that's why there's preferred stock, which is the elitist, the people who think they're better than everybody. You know what I mean? The Karens, all these bitches. The people that think they're better than everybody, the upper class, if you will. They are the preferred stock. You know what I mean? They are the ones that are preferred. In terms of this fucking agreement, in terms of this loan and shit. You know what I mean? And the rest of us are common stock. You know what I mean? And because of that shit, you know what I mean, it makes a difference in the whole thing. And the point is that this is why you pay taxes, and there's no legal law that says that you have to pay the IRS, yet we still do. Why? Because the IRS is not even part. You think, well, we're paying all this fucking taxes, yet we can't have shit. You know what I mean? Well, it's because we're paying off interest on the motherfucking debts that we have, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it starts to make sense when you fucking realize it. Like when you know what the hell what was really going on and what the hell they have done. You know what I mean? So this is what's really going on. Like if you ever think like, why the hell do we pay taxes and yet we can't afford shit? You know what I mean? Like I can't even afford a house. Why the hell do we pay taxes for? I say like I pay taxes to get my ass kicked by police apparently. You know what I mean? And the police work for the courts or the judges. They work hand in hand. Really, but all them motherfuckers, they operate under maritime law, which is basically working for the banks. The judges work for the banks. All these people that they try to get us money out of us. They try to fill their status quo. They try to fill those cells. You know what I mean? Prison industrial complex. All of that shit is the courts, right? The courts, they get money. They collect money, right? All of that is for is the maritime law. It's the same people that are really enslaving you, and they are the biggest threat to your freedom. I mean, can you believe it? They're not even American, guys. They're not even part of this of America. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that they're not even part of America. These are foreign entities that we're paying off. International banks, the banks of Switzerland, the banks of the Swiss banks. The offshore accounts, you know what I'm saying? These are the people, bruh. And this is what's going on. You understand me? So that is the type of shit that I'm trying to tell you. And people say I'm crazy. And they even work for the fucking system. And they're trying to, and they're the biggest threats. They say I'm the problem with society. And that poor people are the problem. Nigga, please. Bruh, like, you're either for freedom or you're against freedom. That's why, ironically enough, Karens that they call, they want you to get locked up. They call the police, then they want you to go to court, they want you to get extorted. They are the biggest, they are not American. They are people that support the regime of extortion system that has been extorting the American public. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing around here, and these are facts, bro. I mean, and the point of the matter is, right, that like what are we gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like, what can we do? What should we do? Yada yada yada. You know what I mean? These things, bro, are they need to be abolished. There's no reform. The whole thing needs to go. When you get arrested, when you go to court, they call you a monster. That's the technical term that they use. That's the term they use when you're in court. They call you a monster. You know what I mean? And that's what the judge, when she looks at you, technically when she read her law book and she learned all that shit, the term that they use for a person that has no rights and can't do nothing in the court of law It's not a court, because a court is like a basketball court, right? Or a tennis court. It goes back and forth, back and forth. You know what I mean? And that's how you play. That's all they're trying to do. The reality is you don't have to go to court because you're not obliged to. Because if you're a free person, you're a free person. The corporation, your body, who you are as a person, who your mom, when you were born, what your mom named you. You know what I mean? That is your free self. There's two versions of you. There's the free self, and then there's the corporation version of you. The all caps. You know what I mean? The one that they charge you with. And if your free self, you the person, doesn't have to go to court. I mean, because those laws don't apply to you. Because those are maritime laws, and you're an American. And as an American, you're free. You understand what I'm saying? So those laws don't apply to you. You understand what I mean? So, but people don't understand this, and so, like, as an American, you're free. You understand what I mean? But with those laws, with them, you're not free, bro. With them, that's why they call you a monster, because you're a monster that doesn't have rights. You know what I mean? People just swear I'm tripping. It's crazy. Like I said, and then right, the fact of the matter is that it needs to be abolished. But it goes back to what I'm telling you about disingenuous people, which I'm sick of. I mean, like, this is what's really going on in our country. By the way, we just hit a milestone 2 weeks ago of $35 trillion in debt. Way to go, guys. You know what I mean? Did you guys enjoy, like, just spending any? Did y'all see any of that money? Shit. Because I don't remember seeing any of that. I mean, hopefully y'all enjoyed it, because I didn't see shit. I mean, but somehow, even though my life sucks and I can't even fucking own a crib, I don't even have a house and shit. Somehow, we got this country's $35 trillion in debt. I mean, and I don't even take vacations, and shit. But fucking $35 trillion in debt, nigga. Shit, and like, more than half of it, I think, came in the last 10 years or 15 years, because they've been printing like the Federal Reserve has been, that they've been, firing up that money printer. The Treasury can't print, or I think they can, but I don't think they can print as much as they can, like the old-fashioned way. But the Federal Reserve, they're printing money out of thin air. And you wonder, where are they getting this money from? Nigga, that's a debt. These, what the United States is adding more debt. You know what I mean? They're like a fucking woman who has lost her mind, that stole your credit card, just motherfucking going crazy. I mean, in other words, they done lost their goddamn mind, bro. I mean, damn it. And that's what they say, right? Like, this is what they're saying, like, they have added trillions of dollars to the deficit, and in the last fucking, like, 10 or 15 years, it's like over. They have printed more money than they have ever printed in the entire history of the United States. I mean, which is, I don't know, like 300 years or something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but they printed more money. No, I think they printed more money than they had in the last 100 years. I mean, just in the last 15 or 10 years. That shit's crazy, bro. And they project that by 2000 and I think it was 36 or something like that. Maybe 10 years or something, or maybe 20 years, that this deficit is going to go up to $56 trillion. $56 trillion. Okay? But as of now, right, we're at 35 trillion. And of course, it's you guys you're the stock. Remember, you are the people that have to pay this off, basically. I mean, y'all got to work this off, and that is why That is what your jobs are. And since you still, by the way, still had the, I mean, they fucked us pretty good. Like first of all, they kept the 9 to 5 job mentality. The way that we were I don't want to say educated as much as conditioned or brainwashed, indoctrinated to believe like in a 9 to 5. Uh, the Mr. Ford, you know, production line, model that was enacted in the 1900s, beginning of the 1900s. Back in the day, for that's when it was created. The your educational system and the 9 to 5 work schedule. It was created because back in the day they needed production line members for these factory jobs, industrial jobs. Mr. Ford needed automobile. In the automobile line, you needed people doing the same mundane tasks. So, I mean, but anyway, that's what they needed. So, you know, they haven't revamped the educational system for one. I mean, but they are making strides like different people independently are. But as a nation, we have it, and most people are stuck with the same old shit. That being said, like I said, this guy sucks. Um, so they fucked us pretty good because they have all y'all like as slaves while you're paying off their debt, and they don't even tell you that shit. So I mean, that's what they've been doing while they print more money, but they don't educate you more. And the people they do educate, they send overseas. They're sending out of the country. I mean, so you know what I mean? That's what they're doing. It's fucking crazy, right? And then they're importing competition in here. They're importing the same competition that saturate the market into the country, which I don't know how to feel about that because we're fucked anyway. Like and at this point, I mean, I look at it like if you, I mean, if you attack the United States, you're pretty much attacking people from all over the world. You know what I mean? So whoever the fuck tries to attack the United States is gonna get fucked by different people from different backgrounds. Gonna get fucked by everybody. I mean, and because everybody's gonna have to ride. I mean, and so it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? But but I don't like the fact that they open the borders without letting the public know what's going on in this country. Like without letting them know. I think they're doing it in a way that's a little bit disingenuous. You know what I mean? Like I said, like it's like uh, it's just sad though. It's sad, but like, it's like they don't tell the American public that they're getting ripped off, but yet and then they import competition. Now you have competition here. It's kind of fucked up for the American citizen. It's good for other people. It's good for minorities in a way because it's like at least giving people a shot more than and the American public has nobody. I mean, let me put it like this. I don't like that the immigrants are pouring over to this country, but at the same time, the American public shouldn't blame them for what's going on. I mean, they are not your scapegoats for you to fucking blame for what's the state of America. I mean, in other words, the immigrants didn't cause $35 trillion of debt. You understand what I'm saying? They're not your worst enemy. I mean, you guys were fucked by your people within your own government before these immigrants came. They're the ones that fucking sacrificed you almost. You know what I mean? And I understand that. I mean, and it's just a fucked up way to like that, like in the ideal world, what should have happened is that American people should be free, should be in debt. They should be stable enough where they're not having to work a 9 to 5, and and they have an economy, and then when people come to this country, the American public doesn't have to worry because they're safe, and then people could learn how to disperse some of the wealth or the education, the resources a bit more evenly throughout all this continent. You know what I mean? Because like America needs allies, right? You know what I mean? So like, I mean, look, there's third world countries, right? That closer to America than whatever the fuck's going on in the Middle East. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there should be some preservation and some. I mean, people come over here for opportunity. Like, in my case, you know, people come. We came over here. We were one of the poorest countries because of American imperialism and war. You know what I mean, and economy again. You know, it affected our nation in such a way that it became one of the worst, poorest countries in all of the Latin world, and then also the most dangerous country, the most dangerous country to or yeah, like the city or country to in the world. I mean, and that was just like 4 years ago. I mean, but it became that way over time because people didn't give a shit. There was no resources, there was no help, there was not enough anyway, or not in the right way, and there was still too much. There were so many problems that had been caused and not mitigated. I mean, and so you know, that's where I come from. That's the point where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? I know that these countries are better, just like Africa is better than it was. You know, it's not all poor. You know, I know that there's wealth in these countries. You know what I mean? But there's also a lot. But the reality is, guys, and this is where I get religious, is that you know the world needs a lot of help. There's people that are suffering everywhere, and unless you've really seen that suffering firsthand, unless you come from those places, then you're not humble enough to really understand, you know, how grateful you should be. You know what I mean, living here in the U.S., you know what I'm saying, and what you should be grateful for. Like, you know, like my exes don't understand, you know, how grateful they should have been to me. They weren't grateful for me. They cheated on me. Like, you women don't understand how grateful you should be. Like, you really don't. You know what I mean? You really don't, and you don't understand. It's like when y'all go to school, y'all don't, you know, y'all get in fights, or y'all go there to be bougie. You know, y'all don't understand how that is. You know, y'all don't appreciate kids either. You're not grateful for your kids. There's places in the world where you know, you don't have a choice, where you really don't have nothing. You know what I mean, like, you don't have an education because, you know what I mean. Like, there's always those stories, you know, where my mom tells me, like, that she had to walk, you know, miles, you know, to go. My oldest sister, she grew up during the time of that of like the Civil War and shit, and you know, they tell her like she had to walk through, you know, through these places where there was like a war zone. You know what I mean, and she had to go on the side of the mountain. She had to walk like 5 kilometers or 5 miles to the school up a mountain. You know, after she collected water and after, you know, she fed the horses and fed the animals. You know, before dusk. I mean, before dawn. You know, still at dusk. You know what I mean, and I mean, before dawn, pre-dawn or whatever. And so the point is that like this is what she had to do every day just to go to school. You know what I mean, and yet, and you know, and then people here, what they choose to do is they go to school for social reasons, or you know, they don't let people learn in those schools. Like, they're loud and obnoxious. You know, they're acting bougie and talk about their stupid forces and stupid Jordans that I don't give a shit about, commercial shit. You know, it's first world problems. You know what I mean, fitting in and shit, all that bullshit. Oh, you know, I'm embarrassed because I don't have I'm wearing the same clothes for 5 weeks, now let's get real, for 3 years. You know, I still have the same T-shirt. I mean, okay, then, you know what I mean, like, you know, those are problems, but they're still not as bad as like, well, actually 3 years is a long time. I ain't gonna lie. Damn. You know what I mean? But like I said, bro, um, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, these people, those are superficial problems. They're not real problems. Those are matrix problems. Those are fitting in problems. Those are, I mean, but all of that stuff, I know it's overwhelming. Like, the anxiety is crazy. Like, when you're in school, like, you know, I was that kid, you know. I wore the same hand-me-downs and shit. I mean, I was the youngest. I didn't wear Mark. I had FUBU. I had Shaq shoes. I mean, like, guys, FUBU's alright. FUBU's alright. But even FUBU was the shit. I was like, damn. Now, if you don't know what the fuck FUBU is, then you ain't really like that. You know what I mean? My brother is the one that brought True Religions, like, for the first time. I was like, what? And he bought Jabold, you know, the strap-ons and shit. And he, you know, The force, but I bought the forces. No, and I thought I was a shit with like. But if you wear those over there, you get beat and mugged. I mean, for that shit. I mean, and people still get beat and mugged for Jordans now, but like now, like, but that's poverty, right? That's what it is. Well, but poverty doesn't mean that it doesn't give you an excuse to be a piece of shit. If you're a good person, you're a good person. But the point is that, like, again, like, people don't appreciate it. They go there, they have fights, and even I skip, and I skip for that reason that, like, you know what I mean, like the racism and shit, the institutionalism, I just couldn't stand it. And it's like, those are things that I couldn't stand, but I mean, I still learn on my own. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, don't talk to cops and don't be stupid and think that people that speak nice are good people. Now, I know so many people that claim to be good people because of the way they spoke, and they were nothing. They were nothing. They weren't. They point blank. They weren't. They were the opposite of that. I have way more examples. I can give you way more examples. Like my ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend. Her new boyfriend called me and told me that he was actually my friend. Well, he had the audacity to call himself my friend, and he said that he had the audacity to call himself my friend. He talked to me like he was a good person, like a snake. I mean, and again, this person was not a good person. Those psychopaths, the sociopaths, they sound good too when they're killing their victim. I mean, they probably sound charming and good too. The devil sounds fucking charming and good when he's fucking cooking you in the oven. I mean, like, no, bruh. Like, I don't believe in that. I believe in being genuine and being real. I respect that. Even if you're rude, even if you curse, I respect that more than this fucking virtue signaling, stupid fucking generality that people have just because they're pacified, because they took the blue pill too goddamn much and can't really see. They're delusional and don't see the real state of things. Okay? I mean, by the way, the answer is God. And so the point is that, like, yeah, just like when my girlfriend, she says she was a good person, she lied, and she cheated on me. She was lying for 5 months, allegedly. Somebody's lying, you know what I mean? And then that dude called me. He said it was my friend. He was a liar. He also said that, and he was talking to me like a salesman. Those people that call you and they're scammers, and they talk to you all nice and shit, and they take advantage of elderly people. Those elderly people thought that they were nice people until, they're coming here. It's a government-assisted program. Free solar panels. We'll put them on as part of this new government thing. And they're like, I don't know. Like, don't worry, it basically pays itself off. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay then. And then they come over here and then they rip you off and then suddenly you're $30,000 net. And they're trying to collect years later, and they're trying to collect, and you're like, well, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, we're here to collect. They're like, I thought that it was free. I thought that the person was so happy, I believed it. You know what I mean? Fuck stupid, sakes, green fucking telemarketers, stupid fucking salespeople. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Y'all don't know how to do business. Fuck you. Okay, you got the credibility as a fucking oil salesman. Oil snakeskin, oily fucking car salesman. Fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You got about the credibility, you probably sell a damn fucking brand new car and shit to a fucking 17-year-old kid. I mean, with a job working for 6 months. Fucking bitch, shut the fuck up. I mean, probably sell one of those Mustangs and shit to a kid who just finished high school. I mean, that fucking started his first job and shit. Okay, fuck you, motherfuckers. I tell you, I mean. Okay, this is the last part of the last game. Yeah, so Those people act nice, and when they stab you in the back, they'll also talk nice. You know, they'll talk nice. They'll talk nice even when they stab you in the back. I mean, even when they fucking stab you with the knife to your back, you know, they'll be like, no hard feelings. You know what I mean? And fucking, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And a bitch, yo, she was such a nice person and shit. She spoke so kindly, and then she fucking sent you to hell. I mean, I don't got time for this stupid shit. You know what I mean? Fuck you, and that, you know what I mean? Fuck you. You know what I mean? That's what I'll say. I'm sick of stupid fucking hypocrites. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're a kid, you know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Because when I was a kid, that made me think that, you know, that people were what they appear to be, and they're not. You know what I mean? Don't be naive. I'm gonna tell my kid, don't fucking trust pigs. I'm gonna tell them how to actually, you know, open their eyes. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not gonna. My kid, man. I'm gonna tell my kid the first thing. First thing I'm gonna tell him is God is real. Whoever tells you that God isn't real, stay away from them. I mean, that's number one. That's probably one of the first things I'll say. I mean, I'm gonna tell them, you know what I mean, what they are. You're a boy or a girl. I mean, and whoever tells you that that's different, then they don't care about you. Don't listen to them. They're stupid. They're crazy. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm gonna have to call a lot of people crazy, man. I'm gonna have to do a lot of excuses because there's a lot of stupid ass people out here. I mean, and I'm gonna tell them the truth, bro. I'm gonna tell them that these motherfuckers were brainwashed. They didn't listen. They didn't listen to mom. They didn't listen to dad. No, they didn't listen to dad. They didn't listen to mom. They didn't listen to God. They didn't listen, and that's why they're so fucking brainwashed. I mean, they're not gonna understand what brainwash is because I'm gonna be doing the brainwash. I'm not gonna tell them about the brainwash when I'm brainwashing them, but I am gonna tell them that, you know, the truth of what they need to hear. You know what I mean, like God exists. You know, like no, abortion is murder. That's not a good thing. That's sin. Now I'm gonna tell them how my mom told me, because my mom gave me like these glasses, and like with all the teachings that she does, she gave me these glasses, you know, with the like it's like a metaphorical glasses that when I put them on, you know, I'm able to see the truth in the world. I mean, I'm able to see the truth, and those glasses open like they made me happy, and I have clarity. You know what I mean? 'Cause I see the world clearly. I mean, and that's what, you know, that's why I was able to. I don't know who. I don't think I'm not just my mom, but like I guess like just God and people. You know, God with us, and God gave me that clarity. You know, that when I see things, when I see people, when I hear people, you know, preaching, you know, when I'm with the Spirit, you know, it gives me the clarity. You know, and it gives me the clarity to discern right from wrong. You know, gives me the ability to be right, to be good. It gives me love and joy and happiness and calmness, peace and harmony. I mean, things that people don't really appreciate as much. Anyway, the point is that that what I'm trying to say is that you know, I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. You know, or good, you know, evening, night. Speaking of stuff, but seriously, yeah, I'm sick of this disingenuous, you know, talk about, you know, political correctness. You know, I'm not for it. You know, I rather people be real. I respect people that are real instead of liars. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure y'all would too. You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, you know, people try to act like they're like everything's fine, like they try to act like something's funny, like they try to be, and I feel you, you know, it's hypocritical. I mean, like they do all that stuff to you, and then they try to act like they're a good person. They try to act like nice to you, and you just want to give them the finger, like, no, we're not cool, you dumb bitch, like, you know, like what the fuck, no. I mean, but like, That's why, and like I'm a good sense of character, right? I don't know if that's true, but I thought I am. I think I am. And so when I see people, I can tell like I put devils, I make devils sweat, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They look at me, bro, and I can see right through them. I can see right through people. Like I can look at someone and be like, oh, it's this bitch. I don't know you, but I know you. You know what I mean? I mean, like shit. I know everything about you. Not like Jesus, but like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I bet you you're a whore. I bet you cheated. I bet you you're a gold digger. You know, like I can tell people just by how they look. I mean, and you know, it's not based on ugliness. It's based on like their spirit. I can see people through their spirit. I mean, again, thanks to God, because God tells me about how people act. I mean, he gives me the insight that I need. I mean, what sinners do and why not to trust them, and that's why I'm not stupid. You see, and so like that's why the schools want to take away God because they don't want you to have those special glasses. I'm talking about those special lenses that I'm talking about, and that allow you to see the world, through in that way, you know, and yeah. Yeah, so just so you know what I mean, like don't be naive. I used to hang around people because I thought that they were good people by the way they talked, and those used to be the most disingenuous people that took advantage of they know what they're doing and stuff. But then I met people that were genuine that spoke in a similar fashion, and I was like, I could tell the difference, so, because love sometimes it lasts, whereas some people's like sometimes they don't last. And the reason that you're a sinner, right? The reason people become bad is because they're scared of death, and they're not willing to die for their beliefs. I mean, and because just like women, right? Like back to relationships, love. I told a girl, that she said she loved me, yet she left. Right? Why did she leave? Because she was scared of death. Right? She was scared of judgment. She was scared of death with me because she knew it's something that's to the end. Right? Same thing when I told a girl I loved her. She said, no. I said, why? Because we're fucking 8 years old. I'm like, so? It don't matter. We were 10 years old. No, we were actually like 12. And it was like, I was 12 at least, I think. And so she must have been like, no, we're like, whatever. She said, we're too young. I can't. I have a full life ahead of me. That's what girls say. They hit it. I got a full life ahead of me type shit. You know what I mean? Okay, so maybe 10 is a little young, but I didn't know any better. I mean, I was just like, whatever. And but the point is that girls do have. I mean, we do have a life, and most girls say no because they think that that they have to give up their life, and they hear bad stories, and feminism, tells them not to and shit. So instead they become whores. Then they become hoes. Because that's a better idea. Instead, just become a whore. You know what I mean? Because that's a better idea than getting married and having kids. That's sarcasm, guys. Don't fucking. Okay, I was just kidding. I was just being the devil. Yeah, man. That's no, pretty much the gist of it. So don't trust everybody that speaks kindly, because you don't know what they want from you. I try to tell females that all the time. I try to tell them all the time because I've seen a lot of girls they fall for the sweet talkers and it's over. But I don't tell them. You know what I mean? I let them find. I let them. Oh, you want to fuck around because they should already know not to be having sex. But you know what I mean? They should already know that. God already told them that. If God and the mother already told them that, who am I, right? I was like, oh, you gonna fuck? You gonna find out? You gonna fuck around and find out? You know what I mean? And I used to have girlfriends that I used to holler at, and then and then there's this one girl, right, that I liked like a lot, and and then she played me, and she got with my friend and shit. My friend actually played me too, because he came to my neighborhood, and cause she lived in my neighborhood, he got on my bus just so he could talk to her. And this guy was kind of tall, he was like 6 foot or some shit. So I was like, I was short. So she was kind of taller too. So he was taller than both of us. So he made her, look like feel like like a girl, like feminine, and I made her feel like an oversized fucking walrus. But anyway, the point is that that the fucking dude was like they started making out. Like she started. I almost made out with her, but then she fucking decided to get with my friend. I was like, oh hell no. And I was like, man, but that girl ended up, by the way, fucking, she got pregnant by a fucking black dude, and she had a baby, and I sent her a message. I was like, you're a fucking idiot. I was drunk, you know what I mean? But I said, you're a fucking idiot. Like, why the fuck did you get married to a black motherfucker? I was like, why the fuck you got married to a nigga? I mean, I was drunk, you know what I mean? But I mean, I was like, I don't like that shit, because it was just on so many reasons. I mean, first of all, she was pretty, right? So it's like she got a black dude. It's like, ugh. No, wait, that's not reason. That's not reason. She was pretty, and I should have got like she should have got. I wish I could have got with her. That's the first reason, right? Second reason is that she fit the stereotype of a white girl with a black dude, and not a good look. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're not even taking care of the kid. I mean, single mother feminism shit. Like that was number one. That's what I thought first, right? And then what pissed me off even more is if it was her decision as to not to if it was her fault that why she's a single mother. And then I was like, oh well, you're a feminist and shit. That's even fucking worse. You know what I mean? And I was like, what I mean? You're ruining, motherfucker. Like now she has a light skinned black, she has a light skinned baby, and she's a white girl and shit. Like, and I'm like, wow. I mean, I was like, you dumb. I mean, and shit. It was like on so many levels and shit. But I mean, she's a white girl. She can afford it. I'm pretty sure she has money and shit. Like, so don't matter. You know what I mean? But I was drunk and plastered when I sent her that message. You know what I mean? I was just cussing her out. I said, we can't be friends no more. Because I'm not into fucking single mothers like that. I don't think she understood why. But I fucking shamed that bitch. I shamed her like her dead grandfather. I mean, or some shit. You know what I mean? I shame bitches, bro. Because I used to be very good with girls. I used to be very nice to them. I was like their brother. And so when I saw that shit, I get mad as fuck, bro. I'm like, what the fuck, you stupid hoe? I mean, type shit. I actually love people. I mean, that's my problem. But then I drink because it's not a sexual love. It's just it's just a regular love. You know, it could be like a deeper love, but you know, and I always thought about that, but like the deeper love and the sexual attraction doesn't override my care for them. I mean, like what I'm saying, it doesn't override the initial friendship or whatever. I mean, and I see that that always happens to me. Like I got with like I'm usually a girl's friend before I fuck before I even get with them. I mean, because I wasn't trying to I don't I talked to girls like I said I was cool with girls, bro. I was friends and I had friends, actual friends. You know what I mean? And I wasn't trying to have sex with them and shit. I mean, but they like to lie. They like the bullshit. You know what I mean? They probably had a crush on me more than I did with them because I like the girl. I like the girl. No, I like the girl for real. No lesbo shit. I like my crush till I was like fucking 26. I still like my crush actually. Oh, damn! Did I just say that on national television? No, on Twitch. That's even worse. I'm gonna go viral. I'm playing. But yeah, I like my crush. Do crushes last forever? No. Okay, then this fucked up. Guys, by the way, man, I'm starting a trust fund or a fund that you can add for me to stay out of jail. Okay, I need fucking $13,000 so I can stay out of jail because I had court. You know what I mean? And my bond is set. I'm just playing. I just need $4,000. I need $4,000 so I can pay off my lawyer. If you guys wish to donate, you can donate. All right, so thank you, Superstar 012. About an hour ago, you sent me a message. Thanks for the message. I'm not sure if I'm still recording here. It seems like I'm still streaming and still up. So anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, dude. If you guys want me to stay out of jail, if you guys want to contribute to me, then set up a. I'm gonna set up that PayPal, and so I can so I don't go to jail. So you can you know uh, hit me back. Donate for my lawyer.